Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCK Spring 2023 preview series. We're going to cover the Kwangdong Freecs, who are definitely a team that is a hodgepodge of players. This team is slated, in my opinion, to be the worst team in the LCK this year, at least in spring. Last year it went 14-22. At the challenger level, went 34-38. And at the academy level, 6-8-12. Mediocre to bad at all three levels. The coach is CV Max. CV Max has been around the block, 72-36 over his career. Excuse me, his coaching methods are bad at best. We are well aware of CV Max's coaching methods, and he gets results. So, we'll, I don't really know how to feel about it. Now, as far as the players are concerned, this is a brand new starting five. These other five are out. These five are in. So Dudu comes from HLE in top lane. Keen joined KT Rolster. In the jungle, Elam, I don't know where Elam is. I imagine a minor region. I don't think he re-signed with a Korean team, at least at the highest level. And Young J has come from Gen G. Young J was Gen G's sub. Mid lane, Fate has joined DRX, and Bulldog was brought up from a challenger. Bot lane, Taeyun has joined from DRX. He was DRX's sub last year. And Teddy is unemployed. Support, June joins from DRX Challenger, and Hoyt is unemployed. So, my apologies. Trying to pound out videos. So, KDF have a few subs and Dudu, and then a Challenger mid laner. Dudu, at 21 years old, put up a 1.7 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 59 KP with HLE. There were times where he was one of the top performers in the LCK for a given week in my top performers, which will return this year. I just have to figure out what day I want to do it, given that the schedules have changed. But Dudu would put up a lot of good stats for HLE relative to the rest of his team. The damage share numbers, gold share numbers, things like that. Like relative to his team, relative to his region and his role. I mean, he was doing a lot of work for HLE. HLE stunk. It's kind of how that works. 464 damage per minute isn't all that high, but 27.4 damage share is. 22.9 gold share, 16 solo kills across 46 games, 13 champions played, Gnar, Gwen, and GP. His backup is Elema. I'm going to call him Elema. There's a lot of weird, his name is spelled weird. At 20 years old, he looked good in Challenger, that's without a doubt. 2.7 KDA, 8.5 CS per minute, 56.4 KP, 538 damage per minute, 27.1 damage share, 23.2 gold share. Those are like secondary carry-like numbers in the top lane. 8 solo kills in 36 games, played 10 champions, Gnar, GP, Sejuani. I imagine this player will put pressure on Dudu, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him play at all this split. I wouldn't be shocked if I saw him in the lineup, because these numbers are solid to good, and he's probably graduated from the challenger level and deserves a shot at the LCK. Lancer is the sub on KDF Challenger. He played in Academy for the first split for KDF, and then was promoted. At 18 years old, he struggled. I don't really know why he was promoted. I could see why he wasn't brought in for the second half of the year. These numbers are not good, but instead he was promoted, so they just wanted to get use of him, I guess. Still 18 though, so I guess development's a thing. This whole team development is a thing. 2.23 KDA, 7.43 CS per minute, 50.6 KP. So he is not fighting and he is not farming. 538 damage per minute, 20.4 gold share, 7 champions, 16 games, Now, we know why the farm is low, because Scion was his most played champion. If Scion's your most played champion, I'm going to assume that you're not putting up a lot of farm. Jace and Gnar were his other two most played champions. And then we get Guardian. Guardian at 18 years old is the tankiest champion pool I've seen in a long time. The KDA is a guy that fell on a sword in draft and in game. 175 KDA. That means you're dying a lot. 694 CS per minute. You're not farming much. 53.7 KP. 532 damage per minute. 20.2 gold share. 9 champions in 28 games in Academy. And now his 3 most played champions, Ornn, Maokai, and Sejuani. That is tanky. There's a lot of weight there in that champion pool, and Ornn was played 10 times out of 28 games, which is going to really hurt your stats. So hopefully Guardian gets to play something with agency in top lane this year for his career's sake. Jungle, Young Jay. These numbers are from Challenger in 2021. Last year, he did not play enough games to get a data set. At 20 years old, he put up a 5.7 KDA, 6.1 CS per minute, 70.1 KP. He executed well at the Challenger level in 2021, earning himself a promotion, in which case didn't get him any stage time. 335 damage per minute, 18.3 damage share, 19.4 gold share, 1 solo kill in 11 games. So this is a very small sample. 7 champions played. Xin Zhao and Volibear, the only 2 champions he played more than once. Now, we have to keep in mind, because he only played 11 games, these numbers are good, especially when you take into account that you're playing Xin Zhao and Volibear so much. You wouldn't think that you're putting up that much farm and getting that involved and dealing that much damage, but he hasn't played a full split in a long time. So we'll see, how the grind of an entire split is for him. All that stage time. It's definitely going to be something. Courage is the backup. I will say Courage is not going to force Young Jay's hand. At 17 years old, they struggled with a 2.2 KDA, 4.8 CS per minute, 76.2 KP. That's very dog. 3 out of 4 kills. More than that, actually. So, very facilitative, getting involved, making things happen, giving up farm to do so. Well, you're 17 years old. I mean, there's potential there, a lot of potential there. 226 damage per minute, 11.7 damage share, 17.4 gold share, 1 solo kill, 25 games played, 7 champions, Viego, Lee Sin, Wukong. You'd like more farm with those champions, but at 17 years old, we're pretty far off here in development. Machete is the 3rd string jungler, played in summer in Academy. 17 years old, 213 KDA, 516 CS per minute, 71.3 KP. So hasn't earned a promotion. 273 damage per minute, 18.6 gold share, 11 champions, 28 games. Lee Sin and Viego, his 2 most played champions. Pressure is 18 years old. They are the 4th jungler on this team. They played in the first half of the Academy split. And frankly, when you compare Pressure to Machete, Pressure should probably be the player that they're going with this upcoming year. But, I went with chronological order, who is the latest flavor of the week. At 18 years old, Pressure had a 403 KDA, 5.5 CS per minute, 69.8 KP, which isn't excellent, but it's better than Machete's. 327 damage per minute, 19 gold share, 8 champions, 24 games. Viego, Wukong, and Graves were his most played. Obviously, during spring, it's a different meta, but 2 of the top 3 champions played are the same. So for it to be, that much of a discrepancy is a thing. Mid lane, we have Bulldog. Bulldog at 17 years old, may be the youngest player. It's between him and Pays to be the youngest player in the 4 major regions. This is going to be an interesting thing for the 17-year-old. Definitely excelled at the Challenger level. You can't take that away from him. 3.8 KDA, 8.7 CS per minute, 78.2 KP. So nearly 4 out of every 5 kills Bulldog was involved in. So they're fighting around him, or he is making things happen. In addition to the fact that he has 8.7 CS per minute. So on average, he's winning his matchup in Challenger. It's going to be interesting to see how this player does. It's going to be a big deal. And hopefully fans of the Kwangdong Freecs give this player a lot of grace because they are literally a kid. 559 damage per minute, 26.9 damage share, 22.7 gold share, 9 solo kills, 36 games played, 11 champions, Talia, Ari, and Swain. Now his backup is Cleaver, another 17-year-old player who actually statistically is strong and earned the graduation from Academy to the Challenger level. Died a lot though. 176 KDA. That's bad. He dies a lot. But 878 in lane. 63.5 KP. So, I mean, in lane, he's farming, but he dies a lot. So he needs to work that out. 602 damage per minute, 23.7 gold share, 6 champions, 28 games. Azir, Yone, and Silas. So more melee oriented with that Yone and Silas in there. We'll see how he does at the challenger level. That's a very young mid laner. I mean, you got a pair of 17-year-olds. I mean, some teams don't have players under 20 at a position, let alone two 17-year-olds that actually earned the right to be promoted, in my opinion. Bot lane, we got Taeyun. These stats are from 2021 summer in the LCK. At 20 years old, he's 20 years old now, but he was 18 when he put these numbers up. 2.4 KDA, 9.7 CS per minute, 59.3 KP. So he did well in his limited action in the LCK. Definitely earned the right to stay. It's a shame that he didn't get an opportunity with somebody since then. 474 damage per minute, 26.7 damage share, 23.7 gold share, 6 solo kills, 24 games played, 8 champions, Aphelios, Varus, Kalista. Now, there's not a lot of pressure behind Taeyun. Bull is 19 years old, going to play at Challenger. 3.9 KDA, 8.9 CS per minute, 72.8 KP. So fighting around him, fighting around Bulldog and Bull, that's an interesting combination. 554 damage per minute, 25.6 damage share, 23.7 gold share, 11 champions, 36 games played. Kalista, Ezreal, Aphelios, pretty standard player there. At 19 years old, hopefully they take the next step for the sake of their career. Given that there are a couple players beneath them on this depth chart, maybe their time is limited with KDF. There are plenty of players on here. Flip played in the second half of the Academy, second championship or whatever for Academy. Similar to the jungle situation, they used two different 80 carries from first championship and second. So Flip at 17 years old, 248 KDA, 881 CS per minute, 59.5 KP. That's not great, but at 17 years old, what are you going to do? Going forward, they could go with them and hope they take the next step. 472 damage per minute, 23.9 gold share, 9 champions, 28 games. Aphelios, Varus, Jinx. Shun 2 is 18 years old. They played in the first Academy split. 289 KDA, 918 CS per minute, 63.6 KP. I guess slightly better numbers, but at the same time, I mean, pick your poison. They're a year older. 459 damage per minute, 23.8 gold share, 9 champions, 24 games. Ezreal, Kalista, and Xayah being the most played. So, the thing is, we're noticing outside of the top lane, there is no pressure for demotion for these guys. Like, these young kids are going to get an opportunity and get pretty much a full split outside of Dudu. June, these stats are from Challenger in spring. 22 years old, dominated spring in a big way with DRX Challenger. 6.9 KDA, 71.5 KP, and some really good vision control. 312 vision score per minute. Cleared over 1 ward every other minute. 13 champions, 34 games. Nautilus, Leona, Rakan. Moham, 20 years old, is still with the team, and listed as the sub right now. With the Freaks in summer, 2.2 KDA, 67.9 KP. 2.32 vision score per minute, would clear 1 ward every 3 minutes, 8 champions, 18 games. Renata, Lulu, Seraphine being his 3 most played champions. So if June doesn't pan out, there's Moham, but June and Taeyun have played it before in the past, so I imagine they're going to give them a long leash, and that is the purpose of having both of them. Andil was brought in at 20 years old. They are a role swap top laner that did not play anywhere last year. Their last data set actually was in the Turkish Academy League in top lane. So, a project, to say the very least. Kepa, at 19 years old, played in Academy. Definitely should stay there for now. 194 KDA is pretty bad. 70.6 KP, 11 champions, 28 games. Renata, Lulu, Tom Kench. Not a lot of depth at the support position on this team compared to the other roles. I know the bot side of the Rift, frankly, doesn't have a lot of depth, but at least with the bot laners, there's a 17-year-old in there, not a 20-year-old that's role swapping at this point in their career. Obviously, it's not over. They're still developing, but I think they're at different stages of development. So KDF is a tough case. Comment down below with your opinion. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube member. And thank you for watching.